Okay, station first?
Yeah, so we got a presentation, right?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't mean to blindside you, we just don't have, Ron Jordan's not here yet to do the legislative, and I don't want to do the docket review unless we have more people here. Yeah, I'm sorry that there are all members of the finance committee here, but we have gotten,
Yeah, I'm here.
well, I know you're here, I know we want. We have a boatload of stuff to do today. So
Let's
I
roll.
just wanted to start.
So move ahead.
So you're up for,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. I'm Vicki Badger.
This is a quarterly update, right?
Yes, Department of Community and Economic Community. Sorry, I should there for a while. Very quickly, with the focus area of transportation, we want to just have an overview of the vision and the beginning parts of the focus plan and focus paper, and then we'll go into the initiatives and let you know the updates that we've had this first quarter. Where is the our transportation focus paper is focused on making Richmond the Tier 1 city and fulfill the mission of building a better Richmond through its transportation infrastructure, and that would be a transportation system that provides a safe, efficient, affordable, and accessible multimodal transportation system for the movement of people's goods and services, and that's in harmony with our existing and future land use and the natural environment. As you recall, our transportation focus paper had 5 chapters, and these include transportation and land use, transportation infrastructure, public transportation and rail, the Port of Richmond, and the regional and statewide initiatives. From those chapters, we developed 8 initiatives for funding for you all to consider. And of those, we had 6 that had a request for funding, and then 5 of those were actually funded in the last budget. We'll be reporting on those. So, again, we're looking at the land use policies, maximizing public transportation for our city, and implementing and maintaining our transportation network. Just overview of some of the critical issues that we deal with is that we do have poverty in the city. 20% of the Richmond households do not have a vehicle, so this is very challenging for our citizens on the transportation side. We have a lack of equal transportation and access for all within the city. The conditions that we're dealt with, the infrastructure is aged. We are an older city, as you know. We have limited land use and transportation coordination, which we're working on, and a lack of multimodal connectivity within the city and then also the region. And we have limited bike and trail facilities, which the Mayor's Commission on Bike, Ped, and Trails has brought this to light, so we're starting to implement those. We have the one-way streets that came out of the downtown plan that we'll be addressing, and then also limited access to the port by rail and also by road. Excuse me. One of our policy issues that we're looking at is the regional cooperation with our counties, especially in particular with public transportation. And this, again, is the lack of the comprehensive bus system that we have. And then just the single vehicular culture that we have in the United States of basing the majority of the travel on vehicles. Sorry. And of course, course, the funding limitations that we're all under. So I'm going to just jump into chapter 1, which is the transportation and land use, and then Khara is going to follow in on chapter 2, and then I'll go back on the other chapters. With the chapter 1, one of our initiatives was the Richmond Strategic Multimodal Transportation Plan. This is a plan that's funded by the MPO, and it's been underway for a couple of months now. It will be completed in March of 2012. And with that, we'll be receiving that will provide priority projects, multimodal transportation projects for the city for us to implement. We've had 3 advisory committee meetings, and we have a good full representative of cross-section on the city on the advisory committee. And we've also had 2 public meetings, and our next ones will be held in January and February. I'll turn this over to Mr. Khara for chapter 2.
Good afternoon, I'm Khara from the Department of Public Works. I have Director of Public Works, James Jackson, and also Bobby Vincent. And they are also part of this initiative, so they are working on different elements of this chapter. First of all, the goal for this particular transportation infrastructure chapter is to proactively maintain all our assets. And within that goal, the objectives are we maintain what we already have, and then we spend money on upgrading the assets we have, and lastly that we spend creating new assets. Very briefly, giving you an overview what kind of assets we have in the city of Richmond. We have about 1,860 lane miles, that moving lane miles of roadway, about 832 miles of sidewalk, 81 structures, out of that 54 bridges and about 27 culverts, 700 miles of alleys, 500 signals, and about 100,000 traffic signs. One of our high priority initiatives is for roadway resurfacing and paving. What we like to do on the long-term goal on this particular initiative is that in the next 5 years, we like to pave about 1,500 lane miles. That comes to about 300 lane miles each year if we spend minimum of $11 million per year. What we have in our funding, in FY12 active budget, we have about $4.6 million. That only can do preventive maintenance on 115 lane miles. And the quarterly action where we are on this particular initiative, spending that money, we have advertised project for construction, but we are also using some previous year's money from July to September. Within the last 3 quarters, we have paved about 74.2 lane miles, spending about $2.75 million, but that's the previous year's money. But next step is that using this year's money, we like to pay about $33.1 million by the end of this calendar year, and then we will continue moving in starting March again, paving until end of the June, spending the remaining part of the $4.6 million. Just to let you know that need, based on the long-term goal we have, adopted budget at this time gives only $15.3 million. From FY12 to 16 has only $15.3 million budgeted, when we are asking about $11 million per year to get to $55 million in 5 years. I'd like to clarify here that these $11 million per year for 5-year program, we are only talking about preventive maintenance. The difference between, if we don't do the preventive maintenance, then it becomes a corrective maintenance, and then if we still don't spend money, then it becomes emergencies. And let me show you how does it change. Initially, like when you have a good to excellent conditions, and if you don't maintain within first 10 to 12 years of your pavement, starting 12th year, you're going to start dropping 40% of your rating. And then, if you still don't do that, that's the time when the industry standard is about 10 to 12 years, you start paving back again. And then it can bring it back to again excellent to good condition, and then you continue maintaining your assets for long term. But once you don't do that at this point, it drops quickly about another 40% in next 5 to 6 years. That drop, if you say put a $1 at this stage, it save you putting about $5 at this stage within 5 to 6 years. That tells you that how big the issue can become. And especially from here to this way, it becomes say preventive maintenance, but from here it becomes to corrective maintenance. And from this point on, if you still don't do it, then less than 20 rating, it becomes more like emergency work where you have to do a reconstruction of street altogether. It's just letting you know that how this paving program and maintenance of street works. The next initiative we have is sidewalk improvements. We have about 832 miles of sidewalk in our system. Our first priority is to maintain what we have so that we don't have a liability issue. We can improve livability and economic development based on the spending money and keeping up with our assets. In order to have a good assets, we have a long-term goal is we like to maintain 60 miles of sidewalk in next 5 years. It will be about 12 miles per year, spending $3 million per year. That's only based on the citizen complaint. We have about 492 complaints from citizens. That adds up to $15 million request, $15 million need. We have not gone out, start looking into what's the total need is. The total need is a lot more than what's $15 million for next 5-year program. But if you see that in our budget, we have only $0.6 million. And that can maintain just a little bit over 2 miles of the sidewalk. So we are way underfunded. But how we are going to implement that money? The quarterly action is we have identified all the project locations in this city. They are all in different districts based on the rating. It's a priority criteria, and wherever high priority is that we will be implementing. Using previous year's money, we are under construction for 0.7 miles of sidewalk. That's not using this year but previous year's money. Next step on this one, starting next month, we're going to advertise all these sidewalk maintenance projects, and hopefully we'll go in construction soon after winter breaks, like in end of February or early March. Again, the future needs for this program to stay active and to maintain our assets to minimum standards. There's a gap, funding gap of $11.4 million for the next 5-year program. The next important initiative we have for transportation is bike shelters, bicycle shelters. Initially, we had a goal of about 100, like when we presented our budget last year, we had a goal of installing 180 miles of shallows by spending $1.2 million in next 5 years. In FY12, we had about $800,000 funded. Some, when we went to Federal Highway, we got $550,000 from their funding, and then through City CIP, we received $250,000. That will cover about 120 miles of shallows. Then in FY13, we have additional $250,000 that will cover additional 40 miles. In implementation, we have already came up with the detailed plans for 3 major shallow routes through the city. One is north-south route, east-west route, and third one is US bike route 1. Plans are complete, and we have spent about $66,000 within the last 3 months. We are planning to advertise the major projects that using federal funds in the month of November. But city funds give us a little bit of flexibility that we plan to use, start marking some of the locations in 15 blocks starting next month. So you will see certain action on certain areas in VCU and fan area where we think there's quite a large number of bicyclists there. But again, the future need based on our long-term goal, we still need $150,000 more to complete the remaining 20 miles of shallows. And we will ask that this funding is given in next budget cycle so that we can finish this remaining area of shallow in fiscal year 2013 or not more than 2014 before we have 2015 cycle championship. In addition to that, we are also funded for bike racks. The long-term goals in order for us to make the city a bicycle-friendly and pedestrian-friendly city for bike racks, we are looking into about 250 bike racks in the next 5 years by spending $125,000. FY12 funds about $25,000 that will give us about 50 bike racks. We already have identified the locations in the Shaka Farmers Market and VCU areas, and we are ready to make a purchase, and then we will finish installation by end of April 30th, 2012. But there will be still need to meet our long-term goal. There will be $100,000 needed to install remaining 200 bike racks. Another major initiative we have is bridge improvements. Like I mentioned, that we have about 81 structures in the city of Richmond, and most of these major bridges are over 40-year-old, and some they are in need of maintenance and repair, and some, because of deferred maintenance, they are getting into the stage where we may have to replace some of the bridges. General rule of thumb is that each structure should be budgeted for about $25,000 each year, so that we can keep covering every year some of the repair and regular maintenance and rehabilitation using these funds. But replacement funds come at higher level that we will request separately because that may cost multi-million-dollar. But just for asset management point of view and maintenance point of view, we will be looking into for long-term goal as a $2 million per year. For next 5 years, we will ask for $10 million. FY12 budget's only $1 million. That's we're gonna put it on some of the bridges on Liberty Lee and Forestier Bridge over DD3. The phase 1 of the Lee Bridge and Forestier Bridge, they are already under construction in the first quarter, but the phase 2 of the detailed rehabilitation will be going in construction early next year in spring, and design will be completed by February or March of next year. Future need, like you see that we have a funding gap about $5.5 million. We are only funded up to $4.5 and we are looking for $10 million per year. Next initiative we have is one-way street conversion to two-way. This was one of the transportation high priority project where we were looking into convert certain one-way street to two-way per recommendation from the multimodal transportation plan. That's a separate initiative altogether. There were no funding given in FY12 for this particular initiative, but we have about $600,000 previous year's funding that we plan to implement one-way to two-way conversion. Quarterly action, we have hired consultant to do the multimodal transportation plan, and they are actively studying the one-way and to conversion to two-way corridors. They will provide us results sometime January, and the study will be finalized in March. And soon after that, we will pick up some of the streets that we can implement using $600,000 project money. And the remaining need, how much this particular initiative will need, will require funding, that will be dependent on multi-modal transportation plan when it's completed in March.
Thank you, Khara. That was a big chapter, so they're not all like this. On the third chapter is public transportation and passenger rail service. And again, going back to the safe and efficient and affordable, here we go, transportation for all of our citizens and visitors. There are three parts to this. One is the Main Street Station, the other is the Downtown Transfer Center, and the third one is bus rapid transit. On Main Street Station, we are in the Phase 3 development. In the FY12 budget, we did receive the $479,000. This was desperately needed to match federal funding that we had already received from the federal government. We had the funding from the state pulled it back, and so we did have a bit of a dilemma. By putting this in the budget in 12 and also in 13, it does secure the $3.8 million that we would have lost, and the feds are fine that it is secured at this point. As far as action on the Main Street Station, the design is underway right now. We will have the bid documents out in early spring of next year, and we will start construction on the shed and the surrounding properties at Main Street Station beginning in June of 2012. It's a 24-month period, so that'll finish in June of 2014. The project is fully funded at this point, once we have this matching funding that you all have provided. We could have a further presentation on the Main Street Station at another time if you would like. The second one under rail and public transportation is the Downtown Transfer Center, which we know has been needed for many, many years. GRTC is undertaking this study. The study is funded private or with public funds with GRTC and the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation. They do have to follow the National Environmental Protection Act process, which they are doing, looking at the site selection and the environmental assessment. This is underway. They are looking at 15 different sites right now in the downtown area that fits in with the GRTC route system. And that will be, site selection will be determined in February of next year, and then the study will be completed in July of next year. The estimated cost on the Downtown Transfer Center about $27 million. This type of project can receive 80% funding from the federal government, so with the feds at 80%, and then the state would match 10%, and then the city would have to come up with 10% of which is $2.6 million. And so we'll find that out next year as the study concludes. The bus rapid transit is a project that was presented to you, I think, at the mayor's luncheon some time ago at the end of the summer. This is a study that is underway with the GRTC and the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation. The completion of this will be in the fall and winter. We have asked for an economic analysis of the study of the project itself to show the return on the investment that the city would receive as a result of putting in the capital and operating. So this is just about to get underway. But the future potential needs for this would be $17 million from the city, and then $3 million would be an ongoing operating expense. And then finally, going into Chapter 4 is the Port of Richmond. As you know, this is leased out, so what we are looking at is potential roadway improvements, grade crossings, and track improvements, and these would be determined with the Richmond Strategic Multimodal Transportation Plan, but we do want to have that connectivity between rail and roadway. And then our last chapter is looking at the state and regional transportation initiatives. And we have a good group that has been fostering economic or regional cooperation with the Metropolitan Planning Organization and also the Richmond Regional Planning District Commission, of which a lot of you are members on that. So we want to continue that and engage our regional partners. We have been implementing some regional studies. There's a Route 5 study that's going on right now that the MPO has undertaken. And that is with the City of Richmond and Henrico County. We also had some other studies with a Tiger 2 grant between the city and Chesterfield County. Just a portion of that was transportation.
John?
Could we get a copy of that report that you just showed on board?
Sure.
Remember?
I think that'd be helpful to everybody. Mr. Jewell?
The regional support bullet that you showed there, are there any indications that there's willingness out there for regional support of transit with our county?
It is funding on the local level for the jurisdictions, as you know. Henrico now funds about 11% of GRTC services. They pay by the mile. Chesterfield service that they have there will end next year, and that's been some fund service that they had for the commuter routes that was funded by the state. So Chesterfield has not been a participant in public transportation in the past. With the
They're willing to do what?
I'm not sure what they're willing to do when that service ends next year. So, but it definitely is a dialogue that should be undertaken.
Other questions?
Question.
Ms. John? Karen?
First of all, I apologize. But I thank you all for all your hard work that you all do, and you got a good team there. Very great team. And I thank you for coming to the meeting that night. I'm still getting calls from people praising me for their efforts and being here tonight. So thank you for all your help.
Mr. Jewell?
As you go on that quick, GRTC. Prior to the previous director leaving, there's been a huge scaling back of routes, trips, layover time, all sorts of stuff. Is there any indication that any of that's been restored or improved? I'm hearing there is, and I'm just wondering if you can characterize to what extent there has been improvement.
Any changes to the GRTC routes or their fares would have to come before this body for approval, even if it's a left turn, right turn on the route. Operationally, if they cut back the headways, which is the frequency of trips, or if they have layovers at certain areas, that's an operational issue that they can do within the GRTC operations with the approval of the board. If there's something specific you'd like me to look into, certainly.
Specific is, have any of those things been restored? I got word from some of the drivers that their layover time had been cut, their lunchtime had been cut, they dropped off at places where there is no bus transportation, they got to arrange for being picked up, or they got to walk. There have been considerable scaling back. I'm just wondering, has there been any restoration?
I think Eldridge Coles, who is the new CEO of GRTC, probably should address this. His focus has been bringing it back to the rider and the quality of the service for the rider. And he's also been very sensitive to the drivers as well. So that might be one for Eldridge to, or Mr. Coles to address.
Any other questions? Mr. Gilbert?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Badger, Khara, for your presentation. My guess is that it's not a coincidence that Chesterfield County residents are, I believe, 60% of the toll payers on the RMA, and yet they have very limited public transportation. Is there any statistics, reports, or any research that has been done on this as a, I guess, on a national level of participation in public transportation systems on a regional basis? And I know that Cobb County and the Atlanta metro area has long been a holdout on that. And is there any sort of empirical evidence of increased use of roads because of lack of public transportation?
I don't have that on the top of my head, I can check into it. I know that our region is the only metropolitan region in Virginia that does not have an inclusive transportation system within the counties that are surrounding the central city. Roanoke, Northern Virginia, Tidewater, so we are different on that. There are many, in other states, there are taxes, sales tax revenue, different revenue sources that are available to the different transit properties other than the general fund that they're able to tap into that we haven't been able to tap into. I think that's on your legislative agenda to look at potential sources of funding for public transportation. And that would be both really the needs or capital and operating.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, thank you very much. It's very helpful.
Good afternoon, Madam President, Balance of Council. I'm Mark Oldinger. I'm the Director of Department of Planning and Development Review, and we're here to talk about focus area number 1, which is unique, healthy, inclusive communities, neighborhoods.